This video is going to show how to turn a 3D sketch of lots of faces into a solid. We have to do that in two stages. The first thing we have to do is draw surfaces where our lines are. And then once we've got the whole thing covered in surfaces, we're going to thicken it and then add a base and stuff like that. Okay, so let's begin. The first thing to do is to find the Surfaces tab and click on Boundary Surfaces. Now we want all of these to be triangles. I'm going to make all of the triangles faces. And what we need to know is that there are 10 triangles across the top and 10 triangles across the bottom. So in total we need 20 triangles. So let's start. We're going to click on one line. Once you click on it, we want to make sure these three arrows are selected, that line, and then we click tick. This is direction 1. And then this line, tick, and then it's going to form the triangle, and we just have to put in the base of that triangle. So you might need to do some rearranging of your screen to make sure that you're clicking on the right line for the right triangle. And so I'm in the pink section, I've clicked on it, it's turned pink, I click tick, and I now have a surface. So when I tick that, you can see that I have a surface, and it's giving it a shadow. It looks like it's a double surface, but actually when I tilt away, I can see it's just a single triangle. So I'm going to do all the triangles around the top, and then I'm going to do all the triangles around the bottom. So I'm just going to do the second one to start. I find that sometimes I need to twiddle my view to make sure that I can see a whole triangle. Let's go with this one here. It doesn't matter what order you do them in. Okay, so now I'm going to click Boundary Surface. This line, I've got to click on it. Tick. This line. And tick, and then change to the pink and click the bottom line and tick. And so long as you've clicked 3 joined lines, it should be fine. If it comes up with an error, then it means your lines are not actually of the same triangle. You've got confused by the 3D. So just wiggle things around a bit until you can see what you're doing. Once I've got that, I've got a boundary surface. I'm going to do one more. Okay, there's one here. So boundary surface, this line, whoops, this line, tick, and this line, tick, and then this line, and tick, and then we click tick, and we have 3 triangles. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to keep going until you get all 20 of those triangles filled in. Any order that you think makes sense to you, so long as you can see all 3 sides of a triangle, you should be fine. It's a little bit tricky, but we're going to count up our boundary surfaces. I'm going to skip ahead now and show you how to do the next step. Okay, so now you should have all 20 of your faces surfaced. You see that I have all 20. It's still hollow through the center, but that's okay. We're now going to join these together and thicken them. So the first thing I'm going to do is join together all of the top ones. So I'm going to go to Knit Surface, and I'm going to select all 10 of these top triangles here. Use my arrow keys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nine, get 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry, I miscounted. So 10 surfaces, and they should all be blue like that. That one there wasn't selected, I was just hovering over it. So 10. Okay, and then it says gap control. That means it's going to remove any gaps where we should be okay and not have any gaps, but that's useful. And then we click tick. And so now we have a surface knit 3, and we're going to do the same thing for the bottom. So it's knit surface. Two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. I'm also going to remove so not knit the two surfaces together just yet. And so I should have 10, and then we click. So now I'm going to thicken that surface. So surface knit 3, have that selected, click on thicken, and we want it to be thickened by 3 mil, and tick and see that your planter has now got walls, but only on the top. So let's make sure that happens on the bottom as well. Okay, so I'm going to hit surface knit 4, and I'm going to click thicken, make sure it's 3 mil also, and tick. And now your plant pot has walls top and bottom. Okay, and now we're going to flip it over and give it a base. Okay, so we can see all the way through. It's got these little joins here. We're just going to make sure that we make a base that goes all the way through. Now, this is where it's useful that we had the top plane sitting at the, let's have a look, Control 1. Let's click on the top plane, and you can see that it's sitting right up against the top of the pot. We're going to draw on that top plane so that we can make our base. And so this is going to end up with the pot upside down. You could actually make a new base further down, but I think this is going to work fine. Okay, so I'm going to select that top plane, and now I'm going to draw a hexagon on. Okay, so we're going to draw a hexagon. I'm going to draw from the center, and I'm going to come out here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to overlap this bottom. You can make it be really close to the edge if you want. We're kind of faking this because the maths to do it properly is quite tricky, but it'll look good anyway, I promise. So here's my pentagon. It's exactly how I want it to be. So I click on tick, and now we're going to extrude that out. And we just made sure that it overlapped so that that extrude, when it merges together, is going to leave no gaps for water to get out. So now I exit the sketch, I click on that sketch, and then I go to Features and Extrude Boss Base, and I want it to extrude outwards by 3 mil. And now I have a base to my pot. And we can add holes to it and then a dish for it using the instructions in the other videos.